ultimately, the punchline of what we've been learning in the RASHASH is l'chaniach tefillin, to put on the tefillin, to wrap ourselves in these tefillin. Now, we're going to go take a minute, and we're going to actually be talking about the last part of the bracha. Let's just go through it really quickly. There's some things that I wanted to see, perhaps. Again, full of magic words, seeing how the words work. And how about there? The magic word Baruch. We have the Yichud at the Most High in the Chagat Da'atek, then going downwards lower, another Yichud that causes a Yichud in the Chagat Da'rich. We see then the Mochin, which are coming down, which we go through this every day, but we want to get an idea of this Matak of the Bacha, and the Shalom takes place between Avaya and Ekia. This is the Yichud Panimi, where the Yud is on the inside. And once again, we see the Mochin. This is the male Mochin, the female Mochin. We have ultimately coming down to this name, which is the name of 232 letters. 230 gematria, of 232. And we pointed out there are 3 different types of haze that make up this idea. We looked at it carefully. Here's the Yichud Chitzoni. So first is the Yichud Panimi, then the Yichud Chitzoni. And I'm pointing these things out. I try to understand what's going on. That's it. So then we come to the Oros. And of course, these are the Oros. These are Ketzer Chochmah Bina Das. Going through them, back down, bringing all these life once again into this concept of Ralav. Elokeinu, we say the word Elokeinu. It generates this name of 42 plus the Milui. You say Melech Olam, it exposes us to this formation, which we will see again, which is the Arba offering us our lives, our ultimate souls through this process here. Perhaps we'll learn more about it as we go along. After that happens, then everything rebounds, and everything that was going down and trying to reach the nook and trying to reach our reality, it goes back up. And it goes up in a sense that there is seeking from Hashem, his bracha. And as a result of that, it reaches a very high level. These are Mochin. No, these are the Rapach, what we call the Rapach. It's Gematria is 72, 73, this is the 63 plus 10. And the reason why this is forming up, I don't know. He just tells us that's what it is. These are the holy, the sparks of holiness which are trapped in the klipa. And then we have this number 71, which is 26 and 45. And finally, the Revuah of Havaya, which is 72. And it adds up to be 288 sparks that we're dealing with when we're making this bracha. And then we see there's a yichud that takes place between the Av Da'ak, the Most High, and the Sag Da'ak, second Most High. This is male and female, I guess, and they produce this Shalaf, this combination of the two, which is a Yichud Panimi, where the Yud is on the inside, and as a result of the Shefa that takes place at the very beginning of the world. We see like the Jewish people are in trouble. We're always in trouble. At this particular time in the United States, at any rate, and many places in the West, there is an abundance of the ability to be able to learn things that we had been suppressed for so long. So this causes, as a result of that, yichud, time to be able to look at the yichudim that takes place in the Ma'u Ben Da'atek, Ma'u Ben the Eric Anpen, Ma'u Ben the Abba Ve'ima Eloyin, and the Zivuk, which is going to take place between Ma'u Ben the Yisrael Sabbatavuna, that all of that is the flow down to the tip of Abba Ve'ima, this Yisrael Sabbatavuna. Then we come down and we're going to hear, we say the word Asher. It causes the Oros to come down. The Oros are surrounded by Mochin. These are actually three mochin. The mochin of Av, Sag, and this is actually the moach of Ma, of Das. This would be Chochma, Bina, Das. Das is split, and it has 5 Chosadim and 5 Gevuros within it, and then finishing off with a Mal and a Ben, and then finally Kone, which is from the female side. So once again, we see all of these lights coming down, and each one of the lines, apparently, like this is all, what would you say? It's all clothed. One thing is one inside the next. And associated with it, and I don't have the answer exactly what it does, its purposes, but it is the number 42. These are 42s plus the milui, 42 plus the milui, 42 plus the milui. That is the right line, left line, and middle line. Each have a 42. The 42 is the power of Aliyah. It's the catalyst that causes things to go up. Then we say the word Kiddushanu, which we said before. It generates the lights, which we've seen again. This is Keser, Chochma, Bina, Das, etc., etc., etc. But what does he say over here? He says the Chochmos, the Mem, the Abba, Ve'ima, Ve'yasos. These are the Chochmos. We're talking about the Chochmos at the very highest level. We had a principle where we said that when the Shef is coming down, the most choice part of the Shef stays at that Madrega, and what is still not the most choice will go down to a lower level. And lower in Kabbalah means more physical level. And the first part here is the Mem Detzalim, which is a light of the Ein Sof, an aspect of the light of the Ein Sof, which is very powerful. And as a result of that, it doesn't get that close to Zera Anpin. It shines from a distance. And once again, we show these Oros. And then we come back down. That's for the Mem Detzalim. There is a Makif, an Or, which is a Makif, which is closer to the body of Zera Anpin, or the Guf de Zera Anpin, and that's called the Lamed Detzalim. Once again, it has the same Oros. Now we're going to come to the word the mitzvosov, and he says that this is going to be, that was the chochma of the mem, the abba ve'imas yasos. So it's mashma from this that the makifim have 10 spheros in them. In some way they're oros, but there's some way you could bind it to 10, because that was the first one. Let me just look back at it for a second, which is Kiddushanu. This had to do with the Chochma of Abba Ve'ima V'yasos. Now over here we're going to bring it down further. We're bringing this down to the back down. This is the bracha with the shefa in it, but mitzvahs, if you bring it back down to the binos of the Mem, the Abba Ve'ima V'yasos. And then the next one is going to be the Lamed of the Abba Ve'ima V'yasos. In other words, 2 Makifim, one closer to the Gufa de Zera Anpin, shining on it from there. Now we go to the magic words of Tzivanu, and Yekavin the Hamshak Makifi Lamed and Mem, and he's going to show you the Malam and the Men. And actually, the lights themselves look the same. The question is that they're in different partsufim, are in different spheros going downwards. So he said, Yekavin lahamshik makifi lamed mem the tzalme ambochen the vok the abba ve'imba ve'yasos. Im the ranchi the ruach shebehem. So together with the ranchi of their ruach. So we went down to the ranchi of the ruach. Previous to that, we were talking about the ranchi of bina, the neshama, which is bina. So ruach goes with olam yitzir. It's coming down closer to us. And you have here the makif and the mem. And he shows it just all those oros again, and then not just, but it is always those. The drawing is the same. The only difference is where it's coming from, and this is also what it is. And this is the lamed of the tzelem. These are the lights there. Now we're going to go on, and we're going to come to our final page here on the bracha called the matbea bracha. Now this is the same bracha that you made when you said put on the tzitzis. So the matbea bracha is the matbea bracha. What can we say? So lahanich tefillin. So he says to put on tefillin. He says that's what we say. That is lahanich tefillin. Tefillin. He says a gematria 590. And the word, this name, which I'm not going to pronounce, I'm not sure what to do with it, is 580. What do their gematrias have to do with it? He says tefillin, kashehi chaseret miyud. In other words, you could spell tefillin without this yud here, one of the yuds. He says miyud, gematria, dalid ekya miloyim. So the milayim. So he says that this number 580, that is, I don't know, 10 times 58, but he says it's the gematria of these miluim. So it's Aleph K Yud. There's no K at the end. Aleph K Yud, repeat of the same idea. Aleph K Yud, but the K changed. And then Aleph K Yud and the Hey changed again. So this is what is generated when we say the words Lahaniach Tefillin. Then it says Yakavi Lahamshich Makifi Lamed Mem, the Tzalmei Mochin. Remember that this phrase Tzalmei Mochin means that the tzalim, this clothing called the tzalim, which is composed of the tzadi, the tzalim, which goes into the parts of, and the lamed and the mem, the tzalim, that stay out and be makifim, that surrounds the mochin of Malchus. So now we're in Malchus. We brought it all the way down. This bracha is coming to Malchus, the Abba V'Yima V'Yasav, together with the Neranchi, the Nefesh Shabachem, together with the lowest element, which is the Neranchi, all the 5 lights of the Nefesh. So now he shows it to us, and we have seen this depiction many times. So he says, Yakavin Laham Shemakifi Lamed Mem the Tzalmei Hamochin, the Malchus, the Abba V'Yima V'Yasos, together within the Ramki, the Nefesh Shabam. So he says, this is what the Malchus of the Mem of Selim looks like. This is the biggest Makif. And then, once again, Keser, Chochmah Bina, then we go through the whole thing down to here, down to Yesod, and we have once again the same Tamuna with the Lamed itself. Then the last line, because we're reading this for the first time, so the Chabad v'Chagat the Ma'u ben the Prate, the part Sufi. So where is it going? Where is this light all going? Well, it turns out that there is a Chabad Chagat. Well, I guess you would say the Chabad Chagat and a Nai, but here it only says this is going to this direction, this address. The Chabad, the very top part of the Chagat, that's that middle parts if we're dealing with here, the Ma'u Ben of the 2 Mochim that are coming out of Ve'ima Yisrael Sabat Tavuna going into Zer Anpin, Kachba the Rasiya de Zah, the Ratzilus, the Asiya, the Rabia, the Tzilus, let's go over the words. It's going to the very top of Olam Asiya, the Zer Anpin of Atzilus. So there's a Zer Anpin in every hidden world. There is a Zer Anpin in every parts of. The Asiya also of the Atzilus, for the Asiya, the Abia, and also the Asiya, the Abia, the Atzilus of the. This is a specification in each one of the Olamos, Atzilus, Bri, Yitzir, and Asiya, the Atzilus, because that will be brought down. So you're bringing it all through that now. What I'm trying to do is just look at it. It's bigger than me. Okay, let's. I'm going to stop here. That's it for today. And we're going to go back and we're going to finish up the Inyan of Tefillin next time.